Hi, this is a tutorial on how to install VirtualBox for Windows 10, 8, and 7, or another operating system. VirtualBox is a free application that allows you to run multiple operating systems through a virtual machine, hence the name VirtualBox. For example, VirtualBox allows you to run OS X on Windows, Windows on Linux, vice versa, and lots more operating systems. We will go through the steps of downloading, installing, and setting up a virtual machine. For the sake of this video, we will be using Linux Mint 18.3. To start, you want to head to www.virtualbox.org. Once that page loads, click Download VirtualBox. Once that web page loads, click on your appropriate operating system: Windows, OS X, Linux, or Solaris. Go ahead and run it. There will be some warnings, maybe a UAC prompt. Now once the setup loads, click Next. Choose where you want to download it. Click Next again. Well, install it, I should say. Make sure you want to tick all of these or not. I'm going with all of them. Click Next. Install. So install VirtualBox. So while we are installing VirtualBox, we need to go ahead and pick an operating system that we are going to use. We're going to use Linux Mint. So we're going to Google. We're going to go to the download, and we're going to get the 64-bit of Cinnamon. First, make sure you click install for all these prompts. And so first, what you want to do is download whichever one you want. So I'm going to have to stop here. When downloading this operating system, if you do not have virtualization enabled in your hardware BIOS, you will not be able to run the 64-bit version. You'll only be able to run this 32-bit version. Now, to check if you have virtualization enabled, go to your task manager, go to performance. If you go to CPU, you'll see if you have virtualization enabled or disabled. I don't know if it's similar on Linux or Mac, but this is how you do it on Windows. Choose your appropriate download mirror. Now we are going to go ahead and finish and run VirtualBox. Now, we're going to set up the virtual machine while it is downloading. Click New, and you're going to want to type in the name, which is Linux Mint. It should automatically detect what version you're using. So Linux Mint is based off of Ubuntu, so we're going to keep it safe and run Ubuntu. You can also go to expert mode, but I would stick to guided mode for simplicity. Next, and that's the recommended size, but I'm going to go with 2 gigabytes, which is 2048 megabytes. Now, create a virtual hard drive. You can do another option, but I wouldn't. Stick with VDI unless you're more advanced. Dynamically allocated is probably the best for this situation. If you have a fixed size, then it takes more space on your hard drive. Click Next. Now, I'm going to specify the size of your hard drive. And so, to play safe, I wouldn't go over 35 gigabytes, so I'm going to go to 20. Now, has done downloaded, and everything's good. Now we're going to wait for Linux Mint to finish being downloaded. For now, I'm going to go over this. This is the details menu. It'll allow you to view everything you need to know about your virtual machine from first glance. Now, there's a settings option. This allows you to view a couple things. So you can view general, you can edit the name, description, system. You can edit the RAM, processor, and virtualization acceleration. You can edit network, hard disk, you can boot order. Now display, you can edit the video memory. You can even enable video capture, which allows you to capture your virtual machine, like I'm doing my screen now. There's also all of these other options. There's user interface, shared folders, USB, serial ports, network, audio. Well, network. It's enabled by default, and you can edit that. There's audio and storage. That's about it right now. We're going to go over why that's empty later. Click OK. Just make sure everything's good. Now we're going to wait for the download to finish. Okay, now that it is finished downloading, I will put the ISO file onto my desktop for ease of use. Now, wait for it to do that. Now, open your VirtualBox application and wait for it to finish copying. And start our virtual machine. Now, it will pop up with the display. And if we wait a little bit, come up in just a minute now. There you go. It's asking for a startup disk. Now click on that little folder icon with the green upwards arrow. Go to where your ISO file is and click on it and click open. Do all that. Now, I'm going to let it install. Shortly, we will have a fully operational operating system. Just give it a second. Now, it needs me to restart. I'm going to restart. So, when you first see it again, I'll just wait for it to restart. It's going to say something along the lines of, please remove the installation medium. You pretty much want to power off your machine. It's actually quite smart of VirtualBox. This will effectively remove the installation media, so you don't have to use it again. See how there's no IDE in the storage option? Now, we have Linux Mint right here. You just sat through a whole tutorial on how to install VirtualBox and install an operating system on it. Now, it's quite nice. You have a fully operational operating system. Keep in mind my mouse is only moving slowly because I made this in slow motion. I want to give the grand effect. Yeah. Please don't forget to upvote or like or follow and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Okay, you can use the mic now.